Hello everyone. In this video I am going to discuss about the Docker volume commands. Previously we have discussed about the theoretical part like how the volumes are used, how the bind mounts are used to store our data outside the container. Normally when we are running the container we are actually running it on a logical separation. The time when the container dies, then there is no way you can get the data out of it. For example, just think of it. There is front end, there is a back end, both are connected together with some sort of API request. How the API request goes? It goes in format of JSON or the XML. Here the backend is saved inside a container, and if this container goes down, then you don't have access. Like the front end is making a request to the backend, but you are not getting a response out of it, right? In the same way, there must be a data in the back end. For example, if I consider the employee list, like for example you have Amazon where you are having resources and you are running a cron job, means a scheduler that schedules a particular task. Like it will just take up all the data, like whatever we are using in Amazon, and it is making a list of it. The time when your container dies, your log file that is maintaining all of your data, it also dies. Then there is no way getting your data out of it. Your data is gone, means gone. Therefore we are introduced with the volumes and the bind modes. First of all, I will show you how it actually works. Here I have some sort of commands that I previously used. Here I can show you. Here I am running a app named hello that is using Nginx server, a server that is running behind. I'll just execute it. Okay, sorry, I just use a different name. Instead of hello I'm gonna use uh, an app, Nginx app. Once it start running, then we have a image that is generated out of it. Sorry, this is a container ID that is generated out of it. Just have to save it, and after this thing here I'm gonna execute my particular app, that is an app. Here in the exec I just remove these things. Here I just log in into my application. This is an app, this is my application, and this is the shell. And what I am saying, that during execution inside the container you have to create a file named my text file. You have to create a my text file, and in that my text file you have to add your the text called echo hello docker volume. Here I previously created application called Nginx with the name n app, and I'm executing n app with shell command, and where I'm saying that my file text has to take up the content echo hello docker volume. That's all. Once it is done, what I do, I just okay, want my application to show everything that is under the ls. This is the container. I just remove this container. I just mention here napp. As you can have a look over here, we have the my file.txt that is saved over here, right? And I just want all of my containers that are actually running at this mode of time. As you can have a look over here, at last we have an application like container named napp. What if I delete it? I just stop the container like using the docker stop um, napp. If I use it, then my application will be deleted. But what about the data? Here I have created a data called myfile.txt. What about that? It has gone. Here it is deleted. If I use the docker ps, there are no such application that exist, and the file what you have created, it's also gone. And in such cases you have to store your file somewhere else. For that we use the Docker volumes. I just clear these all things and I will show you how the things actually work here. First of all, for this particular reason I'm gonna first create a volume. This is how we create a volume. I just copy and paste it. It's not that difficult to create a volume. You just have to use Docker volume create, and for inspecting the volumes Docker volume inspect, and for listing all the volumes Docker volume ls. That's all. Okay, here I am creating my volume. Okay, Docker volume create. This is the my volume. This is the volume that I am creating, and after this what I do, I just run an Nginx server uh, for this particular thing. Here what I do, as you can have a look over here, I'm running my Docker application with the detached mode. It's not attached to anything. It is not interactive one. This is detached one with a name container. I'm using the name container, and I'm mounting my all the values, whatever my container is having value, whatever I executed, those things are getting saved in this app folder. This is app folder, and inside the container there is an app folder where my all the operations, like previously I performed creating a text file inside and inserting some sort of a text in it, and that value, my text file, is gonna saved in app folder. After that we have the source file, that is our volume, and we are running the Nginx server. Fine, we got our container id over here. Once we got the container id, what I do, I just execute it. I just execute it. I just execute this particular thing. Docker execute the container with here I am mentioning the name container. Sh means shell. You have to execute this particular thing in the shell, and once I executed it, what I do, I just list down all the files that are present in my particular app folder. This is my app folder, and I just paste it over here, and this is my file .txt. As I already discussed that in the particular slash app directory I am gonna have my file. This is about this thing. Okay, it is saved. Now what I do, I just delete my container. This is the Docker, and inside the Docker I just use the command remove, and sorry, I just use stop. It's gonna show you container, and after that I am gonna use Docker ps. Here I will show you that the container is getting stopped. After that, when I say Docker ps, you can see that no such application like container are running. As you can have a look over here, I deleted it, therefore it is not showing any container names as container. This is what we have done. Okay, fine. And after this, I removed it, and what I do, I again run my application. Again run my application. As you can have a look over here, this is the Docker run. Okay, this is the thing, and if I again run it, you have my file.txt. How we are getting using the volumes. We don't have the container is already deleted. How we could able to fetch it back? We could able to fetch it back using the my volumes that is mentioned over here. What it is actually doing, first it is running, and this is volume and my volume. This is the app folder. Again we are running Nginx, and after we run the Nginx, what it is doing, it is listing all the files that are presently in the my volumes, and this is how we fetch back the data that is deleted in the container. And this is how we go with you know creating the container, creating the volumes, and assigning that particular value to this thing. And after this thing, you can use Docker volume ls to list all the volumes what you have created. These are the volumes that are currently running in my application. If I use Docker volume inspect, you can use inspect, and you can provide my volume. that's fine. It's gonna give you the mount part where it is getting mounted, like the values what you are storing from the container in the volume where it is getting stored. It is stored in the variable files, and you can inspect all those things. And you can list all the volumes using docker volume ls, and you can delete a particular a volume using docker volume rm, and you can mention my volume. Okay, you have deleted it. If I again use docker volume ls, it's gonna show me only the three values because obviously it is deleted one. And this is how we go with it. And this is the about volume. And we have the bind mounts also acts in the same way, but they do the operation in different way. See, when we are dealing with the containers, like the docker containers have some space where application is running. These volumes only use that space where the actual container is running. And after that we have the whole file system. This file system is actually accessible by this bind mounts. Like, bind mounts are what they are doing, they are using the extra space that is present in the host system. They are updating every data in the host system, and the volumes are not doing that, they are doing inside the container. That's the difference between a volume and a bind mounts. And here what I do, I can run application in the detached mode, and I just mount my application, and I provide first of all I need to create an application. Wait a second, just volumes. Okay, I have set of application docker run, and after detached mode, and this is the mount. After that we have the source, that is equivalent to Shashank, that is I previously created. And after that we have the target obviously the application slash app. And I'm gonna run my nginx server, that is that too, it is the latest one. If it is unable to find the nginx, I think there is some sort of issue over here. um, just